Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about my top 10 fragrances for the rest of my life. So the 10 fragrances that I've chosen here on this list are 10 that I feel I could take only these 10, throw away the rest in my collection and be more than happy to just have these in my collection. So the further down the list we go, you'll see our fragrances that are a little bit better quality, that can last a bit longer over time. And for me, I'm trying to base this on if I could only have one fragrance for the rest of my life, which one is the most likely to fit that bill and which is the most likely that I would be more than happy than the rest. So we're going to kick things off by first of all saying thank you guys so much for the support on the channel lately. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We're currently on 717. So massive thank you guys for the support lately. If you are new here and you aren't yet subscribed, please feel free to go down and join the squad. Be more than happy to have you if you're a fan of fragrances. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. But without further ado, we are going to kick things off with one of two honorable mentions. So a few years ago, this fragrance would have been up there, probably in the number one spot. Actually, yeah, it would have won. A few years ago, whenever I was first getting into fragrances and I first smelled this, I was like, oh my God, this is the fragrance for me. This is my signature scent. If I can ever afford it, I'm going to not worry about anything else. I just want this one. I'm more than happy. It's super versatile. I feel like I could wear it in every single situation. I love the smell of it. I love like the house, the brand, and everything behind it. I love the bottle design. And the reason why it's on the honorable mentions is because lately the performance on this thing, it's just not the same fragrance to what it was. I'm going to show the bottle here. Creed Millésime Impérial. So this is a sea salty melon smell. And I'll pull up a few of the notes in here. You've got, sea salt is the main accord. You've got a sea breeze, sea notes, whatever that means, and a bunch of different fruity notes in here. And like I said, it is like a citrusy, melony, sea salty breeze. And it's super creamy. You've got nice like woody notes, which soothe it all down in the end. But I remember this fragrance being so much better in the past. Whenever it had the old bottle designs, the 120ml, oh my God, this thing was so much better than what it was. This is an F batch, and I've been told that the F batches are good. And it is decent. This is better than the other like A to C batches that they were doing in like the 2019, 2020. But it doesn't stand anywhere close to what it used to. And it's just I'm falling out of love with it, really. I still love the DNA. I still love wearing it. And most people compare this to liquid gold, but I'm not sure if it's just because I'm further down my fragrance journey. But for me, this one is just, it doesn't cut it anymore just because of the performance. But apart from that, it still smells great. I just wish it smelled like it used to. And then it would probably be in the top two, for sure. So yeah, coming in at the number 12 spot as an honorable mention is Creed's Millésime Impérial. But big props for the bottle design. Coolest bottle, I think, out of this list. Okay, our next and final honorable mention. This one is from my favourite house, and that's from the House of Amouage. It's this one here. This is Imitation Man, and this one I've included on the honorable mentions because this, even though I love the smell of this, I'm just going to smell it quick. Oh, man. It's so different. I love how different this is. It's supposed to be a citron, rose, orris, which is like a kind of buttery, almost irisy flower, and leather are the main notes in this one. And to me, this smells like, if I can relate this to something apart from the notes, this smells like pear and brown sugar, which is such a weird combination to smell like. There's also a kind of dampness in here. I think they have castoreum in here, which is like an animalic note. And I've never smelled anything like this. And big props again to the bottle design. I love this. The only reason why it's an honorable mention is just because even though it is super versatile, it's really weird how versatile this is. You can wear this in the winter, the summer, to any occasion. But the only reason why this just misses out is because the reactions I sometimes get when I wear this are a little bit like, oh, I don't really like that one. Oh, it's not my favorite. But for me, like I said, this is my list. I only wear fragrances basically for me. But it does just miss out because the other 10 on this list just do a lot better in terms of like the settings that I would wear them in and stuff like that. But this one is really good. It's really versatile. And I could definitely wear this as my signature scent. Just as others on the list, I prefer to smell and I can use them in better situations. So those are the 2 honorable mentions. Okay guys, so we are going to kick our list off in the number 10 spot. This fragrance, I have got a 100ml backup bottle lying around somewhere. This is such a good fragrance. I'm just so sad it's discontinued. Luckily, this one it fits a lot more for a certain season, and that's the summer season, the hot weather. And luckily in the UK, there's not too many hot weather days. So I think I should be able to wear this for the rest of my life if I go easy on the sprays. It doesn't actually need too many sprays because it's a beast. So good for a fresh aquatic. I've talked about it before on the channel. And that's this one here. Bvlgari Aqua Amara. So Aqua Amara, like I said, is a fresh aquatic fragrance. If I can relate it to anything, it smells like a freshly peeled tangerine with a nice sea breeze hitting into it. Oh man. It just reminds me of holiday, this fragrance. It's so pleasant to have. Every time I wear this, I actually wore this, I'm recording this video on a Tuesday. I wore this on the weekend, over the weekend, for the first time in months. Well, in almost a year, actually. And straight away, as soon as I wore it, I went into a car with a few of my friends, and all of them said, oh my God, like, what are you wearing? That smells amazing. And it's really weird because that seems to be the main comment I get when I wear this is like, instead of people saying straight away, oh, someone smells nice, or, oh, you smell okay, it's always, oh my God, what are you wearing? Which, to me, I feel like is one of the best compliments that you can get. But apart from the compliment side, for a designer, this thing is done really, really well. It is probably one of the best fresh, uplifting marine smells that I've smelled. Super good. I'm so upset they discontinued it. Luckily, I did buy a backup bottle though. So good. If it was more versatile, it would be higher up on the list. Okay. Speaking of versatile, this fragrance is old reliable. It's Mr. Versatile. It's my girlfriend's favorite fragrance, and it's been around for quite a while. It's one of probably the most sold designer fragrances, and that's this one here from Chanel. That's this one. Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. So this is so elegant. It's so classy. You can also wear it casually. It is a perfect signature fragrance. The only problem with this is it is quite mainstream. Like I said, it's super sold. So, you know, sometimes, let's say if you wanted to wear this out on a date, you are running the risk of that date being like, oh, you know, you smell like my dad or my ex-girlfriend and stuff like that, or you smell like my brother. But Bleu de Chanel has a main note of grapefruit, and the grapefruit that Chanel use in this is so classy. It's so refined. They use incense and ambroxan, ginger. It's just a really nice blend of fragrances. It's so blue. It smells so like almost navy blue, just like how the bottle sort of looks. Go and try this one in any department store. I'm sure it's there. I chose the Eau de Parfum because it's the perfect blend of versatility. It's not like the Eau de Toilette where it's a little bit too citrusy, and it's not like the Parfum, which is a little bit more resinous-y, sort of incensey, ambroxan upscale. This thing just fits perfectly. It's Mr. Versatile. I get really good reactions with this, and I love the smell. The performance is good. It did used to be better from what I remember, but I can never see myself without this fragrance. It's just such a staple. I think every single man should have this in their collection, or at least try it. Timeless. I feel like this is going to be around for such a long time. It really did pave the way for the blue fragrances in the industry. Super good. Coming in at the number 9 spot is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. Okay, next up, this fragrance again is a really well-sold designer fragrance. This one hasn't been talked about lately because of the different flankers have come out, all the new blue fragrances that come out these days. This one kind of got left behind. I really, really do enjoy this fragrance for myself. Like whenever I wear it personally, this is a soapy, almost bubble bath smell, and that's this one here. It's YSL L'Homme. I almost said Prada L'Homme then, but no. YSL L'Homme. This is a fresh, spicy fragrance. Super clean, super safe. You could probably wear this to a job interview. It's a perfect office fragrance. You can wear this all year round. I prefer to wear this in the spring whenever the weather's sort of starting to pick up and get a little bit nicer. On Fragrantica, if there is a link in the description, by the way, to my Fragrantica profile, I think that I've actually got this in my top... Yeah, I've got this as one of my top 5 fragrances, and it is. I love the smell of this one. The only problem, and that's the reason why it's a little bit lower down the list, is the performance. It doesn't perform. That's what most people's problem with this one is. It's so likable, it's so nice, it's so like almost calming whenever you smell this. Just so clean. But the performance just isn't there, unfortunately. I get about 2 to 3 hours of projection, and then the longevity is like 5 to 6. It really fizzles out really quickly with this one. But if you spray it on clothes, weirdly, you do keep the freshness to it. So yeah, I wish it lasted longer. It's just such a nice, refined, warm, spicy, clean, almost bubble bath smell. So coming in at the number 8 spot is YSL L'Homme. Okay, next up, guys, coming in at the number 7 spot. This one is a little bit similar to YSL L'Homme, whereas the performance isn't the best. It's the same kind of versatility. The only difference is I actually slightly prefer the smell of this one, and more people prefer this one too. This one, whenever I first got my nose on it, was like, oh my god, this is like one of the best smells I've ever smelled. And it still kind of is, to be honest. It's one of my favourite designer fragrances. Again, it's super versatile. This one you probably could wear on a date compared to like Bleu de Chanel. And that's this one. Dolce & Gabbana The One. Eau de Parfum. So I've had this since 2019, I think. And the juice on this thing has got so dark. And... man. Oh my god. If you're new to fragrances and you want to pick up something new and just try something, again, this is what I think, a little bit like Bleu de Chanel, this is definitely a must try. I remember I walked into the department store when I was first getting into fragrances, and this one, I'm just going to pull up the notes and stuff on this. Yeah, a little bit like YSL L'Homme. It's classed as a warm, spicy fragrance. This one has got amber, tobacco, cardamom, ginger, and it's just so smooth, it's so soothing, relaxing, but it has got like a kind of sexiness to it as well. It's clean too. I get a almost body wash. There's definitely some body washes out there that smell like this. Probably the Ambroxan in here. So good for like a fall and winter night, but I like the grapefruit in here enough where you can get away with wearing this in the summertime. Probably not this bottle because it's macerated so much. I mainly get like the cardamom and the grapefruit coming out in this, but super good. Only problem is the performance. I just wish this lasted a little bit longer. and it is quite mainstream too. I smelled someone in Sainsbury's with this, and I was like, yeah, he's wearing Dolce & Gabbana the one. Okay, guys, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Coming in at the number 6 spot. This one is the last one of the trend, where you've got like the not so good performing ones, but just based on smell, this has to be in the list. I remember, like I said, when I smelled this, I was like, oh my God, this thing's amazing. But when I smelled this one, oh my God, I remember I was in the airport and I smelled it, and I hardly ever do this. I was like, right, I'm buying this right now at retail. I really don't care. And that is this one here. It's another YSL, and this one is La Nuit de L'Homme. So this is the daytime version of YSL, and then you can wear this for nighttime. So La Nuit de L'Homme. If you've been around on in the fragrance industry for a while, if you follow Jeremy Fragrance especially, oh my Jesus God, this, oh my God, this is amazing. So sexy. It's just like when you smell it, it's like, oh my God, like so, oh my God, I love it. The performance could be better. I did used to have an older bottle. This is actually my second bottle now. I did have 100ml. I went through it, and for some reason I binned it. I don't know why I binned it. It was one of the big bottles. So I went out and bought a newer batch. This is what the batch code for this one is now. I went out and bought a 60ml newer batch, and it still has that beautiful, delicious kind of cardamom smell in here. I think it is cardamom. Yeah. Cardamom, lavender, and cedar. It's just a really, like a spicy, delicate, it's a delicate smell, this one. It doesn't project, but that's what I quite like about this one, is it's very kind of, it draws you in almost. And this I'll wear to like a kind of close encounters scenario. This one's quite good for a night out too. If you want to go clubbing, just bring a little sample of this and keep spraying it, because when you're in the club, people come up to you and they try and talk to you closer, and they can occasionally get whiffs of this one. When they do, this thing, when it's subtle, is just such a nice smell. When you can turn your head whenever you first spray this on and you smell it, you're like, oh my God, something in this room smells amazing. And then you remember you're wearing La Nuit de L'Homme. But I wish this could be higher. Like I said, the performance just isn't there anymore, which is such a shame because it's such a good fragrance. Really, really good one to give this one a try as well, if you're starting out. Okay, so we are breaking in to the top 5 spot. Weirdly, the last 5 are all designers, and there is one designer in the top 5, but the rest of them, the quality really steps up actually. So we're going to kick things off in the number 5 spot. I've had this fragrance, it's one of the new ones actually on my list, but I'm so glad I picked it up. I'm so glad I fell into the hype, because oh man, this is in my top 3 fragrances of all time. I've worn a lot of wearings on this one. The bottle design is beautiful. Italian perfumery, man. And that's this one, Naxos by Xerjoff. So, holy moly, man. There's a fragrance that I tried before, and it smells a little bit similar to this, and that is, what was it called? Thierry Mugler Pure Havane. But this does a million times better in terms of the way how it's a little bit more subtle. It's not so much in your face. So this, the main notes of Naxos, this is a fall and winter fragrance especially. It's classed as sweet, vanilla, honey tobacco, and lavender, which is, exactly what you get from this. Mainly you get a honey note in here. There's this sweetness in it. And then you just get an almost freshness from the lavender, and then this fragrance just flows. It just works perfectly. There's so much depth to it. Every single fragrance note in this just combines. It just works perfectly, man. You got tobacco, lavender, tonka bean, cinnamon. There's a few little bits of citrus in here, which does give it a little bit of uplift. So classy, so good. You actually might be able to get away with wearing this with a few less sprays in the summertime, but man, I can't talk about this one enough. I need to do a full review to really talk about this fragrance. But yeah, number 5 for life. It has to be this one, man. Blew me away. This thing got me back into buying fragrances, to be honest, and really brought me down the niche journey. The niche quality is there for this. If you are looking to get into niche perfumery, this should definitely be on your to buy list. It's really good. Number 5 spot is Naxos by Xerjoff, and beautiful bottle design too. Okay, guys, coming in at the number 4 spot. Whenever I think of one fragrance for the rest of my life, this one always pops into my head. The reason why is this is probably the most versatile fragrance on the list. Yeah, I'd say this is probably the most versatile on the list. There's debates in forums and like Facebook groups and stuff like that on if this fragrance is a summer or a winter fragrance, whether it's a hot or a cold fragrance, whether it's a day or a night fragrance. It's so versatile. I personally prefer wearing this the most in the kind of transitional months, so in the spring and the autumn. You can get away with it in the summer, and you can definitely also get away with wearing it in the winter time, because this is a sweet but fresh smelling fragrance, and that's this one here. The Swiss Army knife in my collection, Chanel Allure Home Sport Eau Extreme. So, Eau Extreme, this was composed by Jacques Polch, Chanel perfumery man. Like I said, it's very high end in the designer game. The notes in this one, you've got tonka bean, orange, mint, being the main ones. And yeah, this is a very powdery, almost like chalkiness to it, minty fragrance. So fresh, so clean, but the tonka bean gives it a really nice sweetness too. Really powdery. Oh, man. But so good. This is one of my top worn fragrances. I can only hear a tiny bit left. I would probably say I've only got about this much remaining in the bottle, about 10 ml. I do need to go and pick up another bottle of this because it should be in my collection for life. It's so good. So coming at the number 4 spot, super versatile. If I could only wear one fragrance, this one's definitely up there. And the performance is really good too. It's really good as I kind of like, I don't know what to wear. I'll just wear this. It's also really sophisticated too. Okay, starting the number 3 list. This one, like I said, is from my favourite house, Amouage. It's a newer one in my collection. That's this one here, Reflection 45. So previously, I had Reflection Man, but this one just beats it like for so many things, apart from the projection and longevity. This thing, though, in terms of smell, resinousy, flowery, vanilla-y, if that's even a word. Is vanilla-y a word? Almost sweet from the vanilla, but like a nice, calming smell to it. This one is the exceptional extrait, which means that it's got 45% concentration in here. And it sits quite close to skin, I'll be honest, but it lasts forever. This thing, when you spray it on, you get left with like an oily sheen because of how much perfume, how much alcohol concentration is in here. And probably the best looking bottle I think I've ever seen. So good, so classy, so versatile. Every time I wear it, I will get a compliment. It's a very good, safe fragrance. I am decanting this as well, so I might have to buy a new bottle soon, because I know this is just going to fly down. Really good. The only problem is the price. If I only had one fragrance for the rest of my life, it would be a lot harder on my bank account. But yeah, super good. That is Amouage Reflection 45. Amazing. If you've not tried the original Reflection Man, I'd probably say get that one first, and then if you like Reflection Man, take the step up for this one, because it can be quite hard to wear because of the white florals. But for me, I feel like I can pull it off, just because I quite like any style of perfume. Like Lyric Man from Amouage is another good fragrance gender, like kind of crusher sort of thing. But really good. Coming in at the number 3 spot is Reflection 45. Okay guys, coming in at the number 2 spot. This fragrance I've been meaning to get for such a long time. I've been using clones of it for the longest time. Très Nuit, Davidoff Cool Water. What is it? What's the clone by Al Haramain? Adventure or something? Yeah, Adventure Night by Al Haramain. I've had clones of it, but nothing comes close to the real thing. This one here, Creed Green Irish Tweed. Oh man, so green. It's like walking in a fresh green meadow in Ireland, and like there's like the coast in the background, and you're just walking down this lovely green hill. Oh, man. This thing has got, what's in this thing? Iris, violet, lemon verbena, and then in the base, this is where Creed just does such a good job. You've got ambergris and sandalwood, the classic Creed DNA. Oh, man. So good, so green, so versatile. No, I don't know anyone that's ever disliked this fragrance. Any age gap can wear it. It's timeless. It's so good. I love wearing this thing. Now that I've got a real bottle of it. But you can't go too far wrong with the clones like Très Nuit, Cool Water. There's debates on which one, came first and stuff like that. It's a very recognizable DNA, but, it's quite hard to stand out, but no one, I think, can dislike this one. So good. I think Creed's best release. Even better, I think, than Aventus. And I have a feeling that they've put this in the black bottle to kind of keep it a little bit like a secret, so that they let like things like Millesime Imperial, when people go into like the boutiques, to be like, oh, let me go and try the gold one. And then this one's just hiding in the back for the people that know about it. And if you've been watching the channel, and now that you watch the channel, if you've not tried this, and you've been to Creed boutiques and not seen this one before, you need to go and try this one, guys. So timeless, so classic. I'm going to do a review on this one soon. I've been meaning to get a bottle. So good. Number 2 spot, Creed Green Irish Tweed. And guys, coming in at the number 1 spot, I'm not going to talk about this one too much because it seems to be number 1 in so many of my lists lately. And it's so hard to not put it in my number 1 lists, but for me, this is my favourite fragrance of all time. You can't get around how good this is. For me, personally, I love wearing it. It smells like liquid gold, almost. It's kind of like liquid luck for me, like if you ever watched Harry Potter, where every time I wear it, I just feel good. I just feel, like you can't go wrong. It's like elixir, almost. And that's this one. Jubilation 25 by Amouage. Like I said, liquid gold. It's got honey, it's got blackberry, it's got a really jammy, nice blackberry note in here. Those two notes work so well. And there's like another 20 different notes in this one, as well as like sweet spices that just make this thing just smell beautiful. So classy. Every time I talk about this, it just reminds me of something like a Arabic sheik or something would wear. like an oil tycoon billionaire. So good. Whenever you spray this on clothes, it lasts for days, and like every time you get whiffs of it, it's like, oh man, so good. The performance, so this, we'll talk quickly about the bottle. With Amouage, they go through different stages in terms of like age and stuff. So this first one, from Jubilation 25, this, you can see it's just on the collar, Jubilation. It's not on the front, and it's not on the side. So this is a almost vintage bottle. The older ones with the ivory caps lasted a lot longer. But this is one of like the older batches before performance and stuff, kind of they started tinkering with it a bit. Imitation has it on the side. The performance is still good. And then on the newer ones, they've got the name on the front. So if you can, especially with Jubilation, try and find one with an ivory cap, with the white cap, non-magnetic. That could be the best. My batch is still quite good. Jubilation on just the lid by here and not on the sides. But I get really good performance. If I could only wear one fragrance for the rest of my life, I would just be like, yeah, I'm going to have to wear this. I just want to, every time I wear it, I'm like, oh, right, I smell great. I know I smell good. I know I'm the best smelling guy in the room. And it just makes me feel good, which is good. So it has to be in the number one spot for me. Jubilation 25. I need to review. I need to review this thing because I need to talk about this in like 40 minutes worth of depth because it deserves it. It's that good. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this list. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you've made it this far into the video, please feel free to drop a like on this video. It really does help. Comment down below what your let's say top 5. What's your top 5 fragrance for the rest of your life? And then if you had to narrow it down and you could only wear one fragrance forever, what would it be? Let me know, because for me, even though I said Jubilation is my favorite for life, I'm always going to have a bottle of this. If I could only have one fragrance for the rest of my life, I don't know if it would be one of these two or Green Irish Tweed because of the versatility. It's a good topic. I might do a separate video on that. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I've really been enjoying making the videos lately. I am soon, maybe, well, not soon. I do need to sort out this background because before it was a lot better. I am working on it. At the minute, I'm just so busy with a new house renovation that I'm doing, and also all the fragrance decants I'm doing as well, and editing videos. So I'm really trying to keep pushing videos because, yeah, the views seem to be doing really good. You guys seem to be really liking the longer videos. I really like talking about fragrances for a long time. The only reason that stops me is the battery on the camera. I've only got about an hour to talk. If I get another battery, wow, I could probably talk all day about fragrances. I love them so much, and if you guys like them too, like I said, please feel free to subscribe. With that said, guys, I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.